doing sneaky things.
Well, yep.
And the kids even up with bombs to kill themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't understand.
What court was it that he was convicted in?
I'm sorry, sir, I didn't hear you.
Oh, what court?
What court was he in? What court was he convicted in?
What court was he convicted in? Yeah, what court was he convicted in?
He was out of, oh, Lord. I don't remember where David was stationed at, but his trial was held in Arlington, Virginia, and he's now at Leavenworth.
I know, but it's not my question. My question was, what was the court that he was convicted in?
Was it Supreme Court? Was it a local court?
Was it a court of military appeals? Was it a civilian court, a federal court? What was it?
Oh no, all these guys are all through the court, the U.S. Army Court of Appeals. They're in the United States, except with the exception of one, and I believe it was Sergeant Eberle that was tried over in his trial. His Article 32 took place over in Iraq.
Mm.
And then they brought him back, and when they brought him back, his command, actually, Sergeant Eberle, his commander even said, I would have blown this guy away, this Taliban guy away. The only problem is that Vela is the one that had the gun, so he did. He even had his own commander, which is very rare with these cases, say, he actually, it was a good shot, he did his job, he did what he was supposed to do, he was saving lives. The only reason why he got the shot and I did it is because he's the one that had the firearm.
Right.
And he still got sentenced.
I don't understand that. Do you understand
that?
No, I'd have to read the transcript to understand it.
Well, even read
Eberle's case is one that's incredibly different. Incredibly different. But it took one shot. He was a sniper. It took one shot. And he got the guy, and typically what's happening with the political correctness part of it is these guys are going back, and the command staff is saying, "Oh no, yep, you're right. This wasn't a good shot. This wasn't a good circumstance. The soldier shouldn't have been there." And their commanders are basically throwing them under the bus as well.
Mm.
Evan's case is the only one that we have that the commander actually stepped up and said, "No, I agree completely with what he did, and if it would have been me, I'd have done the same thing. It just I didn't have the firearm."
Yeah, that should have saved him.
Are these cases on appeal to the United States Supreme Court or not?
Not the Supreme Court, no. The appellate level simply goes through the United States, the whole military process goes through the Court of Appeals through the Army. And civilian law, obviously, military law.
Different.
Well, put these laws into practice anyway. Did Congress or did a court, the Supreme Court or somebody, where did these laws come from to kill people who are killing our enemies?
Can you repeat her question?
Yes, I said, how did these laws start to kill people, to not kill people who are killing our,
who decides to
put them in prison because they're killing our enemies?
Who decides?
Yeah, who made that principle?
Yeah, who made that call?
The Army. The Army does.
The Army did.
The Army at this point, and there was an article written, I don't know, I want to say maybe 3 years ago by Rick Amato, and it was called Eating Their Own. And it was basically our attempt at this point to, if there was a rogue soldier out there, in order for us to prove a point, and I think the last time the Admiral and I were on the air together, I kind of touched upon this story of these soldiers that had went out and actually committed a crime. They actually committed a war crime, several as a matter of fact, and I use that as an example when trying to get people to understand the difference of what we do at $1 to Care versus what we don't do.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a group of rogue soldiers that mixed with alcohol and stupidity and boredom and obviously a few loose screws had went out and plotted to rape this little girl. And while they were carrying out their plan of this rape of this young Iraqi girl, they weren't expecting the fight that they got from her family. And in turn, that led to these soldiers blowing away the entire family along with burning this little girl's body to destroy any evidence. Obviously, that's a case that we wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. That's an actual war crime. To me, in my opinion, that is a war crime. That's completely and totally out of your job description.
That's altogether different, though, from killing.
Massive difference.
Yes, correct.
Massive difference.
Killed you for harming a child and for no reason. I mean, the perfect reason you wanted to have sex with her. That's certainly a crime, a criminal offense.
That's correct.
But now that guy, the soldier that plotted that